friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Goddess Complex. I'm Ashley Michelle, your host and resident witch. If you're watching this on the YouTube, please make sure that you like, you follow, you subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 followers on the YouTube. Hello. Okay, darlings, this is going to be a quick flash episode. I wanted to do this for you really quick. It is Thursday, Jupiter's day, and today I'm going to help you understand how your birth chart can help you build out your business. Yes, honey. So, inside of any of my courses and programs, you'll get a course called Astrology for Business where I go even deeper into this work. Today, we're going to get a crash course. So, if you're listening and you're driving or something like that, no problem. In my personal opinion, it's going to be good to listen to this one time and then come back with your birth chart or the birth chart of your businesses. Yes, your business can have a birth chart and go over the points. And if you're watching on the YouTube, you will get the visual. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen. And while I'm doing that, I do want to let you know that yes, you can have a birth chart for your business, and I do think everybody should. Your business's birthday can truthfully be any day that you decide. So some people might decide to do it on the day that they LLC their business. Some people may decide to do it on the day that they decided to build their business, or maybe they decide to do it on the day that they have their first sale or the day that they think of the business name, right? It's whatever feels good for you. So the birthday of Starseed Shadows is the day that I reached out to a local bar here in Rochester to begin my work in reading professionally. So the day that I was like, hey, are you, because they were known for tarot readers or whatnot. So the day that I was like, hey, are you all looking for a tarot reader? And they were like, yeah, we are. That was the day, which was February 10th, 2019. So February to February 2020 to 2021 to 2022 to 2023 to 2024, 2025. I will be 6 years in business. Whoa. Wow. So yeah, February 10th, 2019. I also like wrote down the time that I sent that email and everything, and that was 4:21 p.m. So this is the birth chart of my business. If what a lot of astrologers will do when it comes to their business's birth chart and their birth chart and creating offers or work schedules around this, um, they will often mesh them together, if that makes sense. So Starseed Shadows is a Leo, and really what we're doing is we're applying those astrological themes and topics and narratives to our birth chart, right? So the big three for my business is Leo rising, Aquarius sun, Aries moon. So let's start with the Aries moon. My business is going to see a lot of traction, a lot of success when I take action on how I'm intuitively feeling about something. So if I get the spark for an idea, I'm not going to sit around and mull over it for 18,000 hours, right? I'm going to implement it. I'm going to take off. I'm going to go do the thing because my intuition calls for that with it being in Aries, right? And as you can also see, it's the midheaven. It looks like it's conjunct. Where's the midheaven? 25 degrees of Aries. And then the moon is 27 degrees of Aries. So yeah, we're looking at a conjunction between the midheaven, the career line, and my moon. So I'm sure you astrologers out there are like, whoa. And that honestly has been what it's been for me in business. I act very intuitively. If I get a download for an offer for you all, I create the offer. I don't come over it and mull over it like, is this okay? Is this okay? No, I just do the thing, and I've seen a lot of success in doing that. The Divinity series, throwback for anybody who's been in my universe for a long time, was one of those ideas. It was one of those ideas. And that was and still is a fundamental piece of Starseed Shadows in the Starseed Shadows universe. Okie dokie. So now let's look at the sun. The sun is an Aquarius 7, right? So this is like our sun is our sense of self. It's who we are, our essence, right? And so the brand of Starseed Shadows is the rebel without a cause who loves to create community. And a lot of you all that are listening to this have been in or are in my communities. And if you haven't, I have an invitation for you to be in one or all of my communities. I love creating community around me, especially in the spiritual space, because I know how lonely a spiritual awakening can be and how lonely entrepreneurship can be. And I don't want anybody to have to do that on their own. You know what I mean? So yeah, Sun in Aquarius 7, there's this dichotomy almost, or this back and forth of really being into the one-on-one relationships as well. Seven, with it being in the seventh house, but then also that Aquarius energy of creating community, which makes sense because I still love my one-on-one work. I've got one-on-one private containers. You guys can still get one-offs with me, and I'm still creating community. And I love the connection I have one-to-one with my clients. So I'm always going to offer one-to-one. You'll see in some business models where some mentors and coaches and things like that don't offer one-to-one anymore. That's a marketing strategy. I genuinely though love my one-to-one. I love getting to know people on a one-to-one basis and truly understanding why they're here and what they're looking to gain out of experiencing work with me. You know what I mean? And I feel like for some people, they feel the most comfortable doing that in a one-to-one setting. That doesn't mean I can't include community. I include community all throughout my work, and I've created a solid community around me. And so your sun sign of your business or of yourself as it relates to your business can really, really tell you the essence of the soul work you're supposed to be doing here and how you're supposed to get it done. Now let's go to the ascendant or the rising. Starseed Shadows has a Leo rising. So you all know Leos like to show up and show out. They like to be on stage. They like to be front and center. They like to show people what they're doing. A business or a person with a Leo rising that's looking to start a business, show up on your stories, show your day to day, show the everyday. Not everything needs to be hella curated. Your people want to see you in your element. And again, a lot of you know I will go on my stories with my bonnet on. I give no fucks. I'm authentic and raw, and this is who I am. And I want you all to see who I am authentically because authenticity is one of the major key pillars of the Starseed Shadows universe. And so remember, your rising sign is how the world perceives you, right? And so how the world perceives Starseed Shadows is this Leo lion show up and show out sort of energy, which is totally the vibe. Now let's look at the North Node. Okay. So our North Node is our node of destiny. So in your personal North Node, that is a good way to indicate what you're here to do and potentially how you're here to do it. So for example, I have a North Node in Aquarius. I have always brought people together, always, like in many different ways in my life. Didn't realize that that was a part of my North Node signature until way later in the game. I'm talking like a couple years ago when I kind of looked back on my life and I'm like, I've always been the person to bring people together. Um, it gives me joy. But now what I can do to take this even a layer deeper, my business's North Node is in Cancer. And oftentimes our North Node can be the most uncomfortable. But again, it's also the node of destiny. It's where we are going. So Starseed Shadows is meant to be a matriarch. My business is meant to be mother, honey. She's meant to be mother. And I love that. I love that so much. I think that's great. I think that makes sense. This nurturing, caring, intuitive sort of energy that's coming through. And it's in Cancer 12, which is super fascinating, the house of undoing, right? And so you all know I'm a shadow worker. I like to help people move through their bullshit, and I like to help people like slap anybody in the face that said that they couldn't. That's my vibe. That's the tone. Who told you you couldn't? I'm going to show you that you can. If that's not mother, what is, you know? Um, and I have modeled my brand after this energy in a big way. And so especially friend, if you're just starting out, start now. Like you have an advantage. I didn't learn about looking at astrology in this way until like a couple of years into my business, right? And I was able to utilize some of these points and these themes to really help me build out my offers and to help me understand what is in most alignment for me, right? It's almost like sometimes we try to do things that we think we're supposed to do, but for some odd reason it's not working and we don't really know why. Look at your birth chart and look at the birth chart of your business and maybe tweak some things as needed. Okay. So let's look. This is going to be a quick episode. Like I said, I want to look at Mercury and Venus and Jupiter. LOL. I want to look at these three really quick. So, Mercury is our planet of communication, how we communicate the most effectively, or at times the least effectively. And we see Mercury in 0 degrees of Pisces. So, Mercury is in his lower octave in Pisces, and Mercury doesn't love Pisces that much either. Again, Mercury is our planet of communication. So there's more Aquarian traits to Mercury in the way that my business is going to communicate to others than Piscean. I would imagine that over the course of being in business and the evolution of business, the way that I communicate with folks might lean more towards the Piscean realm, which is interesting. That's a whole another master class. But Mercury and Pisces, the communication can get vague. The communication can get in the clouds, it can get flowery, it can get indirect, it can get misleading. To be fully honest with you, Aquarius, the communication is way more direct. And when not to get too deep into astrology, but all the signs are separated by 30 degrees. So if we're looking at Mercury in 0 degrees of Pisces, that's damn near Aquarius energy. Like Mercury has just started his energy into Pisces. So I think what's really going to happen is as my business evolves, we're going to take these Aquarian traits of moving very directly and talking very directly, and then coupling it together with the vague energy of Pisces, but also with like that spiritual overtone, right? Pisces is one of our more spiritual and intuitive signs. It's very like higher crown chakra vibes. It's very up in the air. Honestly, what's intuitively coming to me right now is my work in the Akashic Records. And those of you that have had those of you that have had Akashic Records readings with me, you know how like potent they are, or just Akashic Records readings in general. You move a lot of energy in those spaces, right? You move a lot of energy in the in between. And so Mercury is also in the eighth house, in the house of business. And so that's really fascinating to see where my work is going to go in general. I mean, could we start working in mediumship? Who knows? With that being said, let's look at Jupiter in Sagittarius. Jupiter is our planet of luck, wealth, abundance, expansion, and all of that good stuff, and faith, right? Your Jupiter placement is going to tell you about all those things I just mentioned. And Jupiter here is in Sagittarius 5. Jupiter loves Sagittarius. They're homies. They get along like peanut butter and jelly. Even more so, Jupiter's in the fifth house. My creativity muscle is in deep expansion when it comes to business, right? Which is interesting because I was never a girl that could draw. I was never a girl that could sing. I'd like to think I can dance, but like I'm not like a professional dancer or anything like that. I don't do my own nails. I'm not skilled at that. I don't really do my own hair. But you put me in my business and helping people create offers and helping people move through their spiritual awakenings and reading tarot and doing astrology and helping people open up their third eyes and like, holy shit. It's a whole new world. It's a whole fucking vibe. It's a whole vibe. And on my business, Starseed Shadows, we've got Jupiter in Sagittarius 5. So something to consider. And the fifth house is the house of creativity. So my creative muscle expands within my business. That's where I'm really allowed to show who I am and what I do. If that makes sense. Venus is how we work with money. So Venus is also in the fifth house, almost in the sixth house, right here, Venus. But Venus is in Capricorn. My natal Venus is in Capricorn. Okay. And so I need to make sure that I have structures and systems around my money, and I have a level of intimacy with my money in order to make sure that my money is going as far as it can. That's very important. Some people will innately have that. That might be something that I need to work on. And that has been something that I've had to work on, making sure that I've got these blocks around my money and all of that good stuff, you know? So, yes, friends, this was what I wanted to give you. I hope this helped. It was quick and to the point. You already know, like, share the episode, share it with a friend, share it with a loved one. We've got tons of guests coming up as we move towards the end of the year. I mean, this lineup is fucking crazy. I've been hitting you all with amazing guests over 2024. 2025 is going to be even crazier. I can't wait for you to hear some of these amazing folks coming on. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao for now. Hello, friends. I hope you loved today's episode. Make sure you share it with a friend, share it with somebody that you love, and tag me on the gram at Ashley Michelle 90 Day and let me know your thoughts. Leaving that 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify is literally what helps this work get to the right people. As you may or may not know, we are in the middle of a spiritual revolution, and us being able to get our hands on resources like this podcast and others is what is literally going to make the world go round. So do me this favor and please leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and share the episode with somebody you love. It really, truly does mean the world to me. I love you so very much, and I will see you in the next one.